Gary Anderson is heading straight back to his home, not too far away from here. He's been far from his usual self tonight, seemingly troubled by a back injury, but a fabulous victory for that man, Northern Ireland's Mickey Mansell, who's talking to Ned.
It was indeed a fabulous victory. Many, many congratulations, Mickey. I mean, we're just saying that's as good as it's got so far in your career.
It is. It's the biggest win as in player-wise on playing on TV. I had a chance probably a few years ago in the Grand Prix to beat Simon Whitlock. I had one dart at double top and I didn't capitalise on that. It haunted me for a few years after it because I got myself into that situation. But as a standard of players, yes, it's massive for me. But the only I'm not saying as a downside or whatever, and probably I'll tell viewers. And if Gary had won and had beat me 6 whatever, had he beat me 6-0, he probably wouldn't have emphasised on the fact that his youngest child has been in hospital for the last 2 days. He has been at the bedside as a father, and I'm a parent, and rightly so. Gary has been there. His mind hasn't been on darts. So looking at it from a bigger picture, I was speaking to Gary, and that's not easy to get your head around coming into a TV tournament. I'm very fortunate I could come into a TV tournament. Focusing solely on Gary Anderson, but Gary Anderson's perspective of darts probably this last 2-3 days has been out the window because his child, youngest child, has been in hospital. You know what I mean? And there's no getting away from the fact that it showed up there. You know what I mean? Because he you know what I mean. Gary Anderson on his day is Look, I sit in an armchair and I love to watch him. He's exceptional, you know what I mean? And there's no getting away. I'm chuffed to bits to beat Gary, but I say viewers at home probably don't understand all the circumstances. But I still have to hit them doubles, you know what I mean?
Well, quite, and well said, and it does Gary great credit, I think, that he got up there and did what he could. Yep. It does you great credit that you're into the second round, and this could be quite a journey and adventure for you over the next couple of days.
Well, I kind of, I'm very fortunate the way the draw was made out. I was, for about three weeks or so, I probably had nothing on my head or mind, only Gary Anderson, you know. Yeah. Different for Gary, as I say, he's played in a lot of TV tournaments. Even last weekend, the Grand Slam was exceptional. Probably a bit unfortunate from his perspective, but for me, it's about. I was focusing on one player. I'm very fortunate now. Under the circumstances, there's no denying it. I've got over that line, and now I'm in the next round. You know what I mean? Which is a totally different scenario altogether. You know.
Well, listen, many congratulations, and well done on those very generous words as well. Well done, Mickey.
No problem. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, very magnanimous of Mickey Mansell there. Over on board 2, this happened a short while ago. The Welshman Johnny Clayton sealing a 6-4 victory over Jeffrey de Graaf. So he is safely through to round 2, Johnny Clayton. Well, 2 more matches for us this evening. Next, it's Michael van Gerwen going for a 3rd consecutive Players' Championship crown. He's up against the 2010 winner, Paul Nicholson. Paul's not been on the telly for over 2 years, playing live darts, that is. He has been on the Dart Show, of course, as you'll have seen, no doubt. So he'll be wanting to give us a little reminder of what he is capable of. Let's get back to John.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. This is the Mr. Green Sport Players' Championship Finals, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the millions of viewers joining us around the world, and our viewers joining us on ITV. Welcome to Butlins Minehead! It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2010 Players Finals champion, the Acid, Paul Nicholson! And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the current world number one, the reigning and defending 3 times the Players' Championship winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning 2-time champion of the world, Michael
very green in the Skyline Arena here in Minehead, as it has been for the last couple of years, thanks to that man. Well, Alan and John staying in the commentary box for this one.
Well, a fair proportion of the fans who come here pay their money to see Michael van Gerwen. Paul Nicholson, a massive task here if he's going to somehow overturn the dominance of Michael van Gerwen. 12-3 in Van Gerwen's favour in career record. In television matches they've played 3 times. Michael van Gerwen has won all 3, and MVG has won the last 7 times. But Paul Nicholson, Players' Championship winner back in 2010 at the Circus Tavern. Michael van Gerwen, though, what a season he's had, Alan.
Yeah, incredible machine, he really is. But the one thing you'll always get with Paul Nicholson is preparation. He'll always do it properly. He'll have a routine coming to this event. He'll have followed it through to try and get the best out of himself. But Michael van Gerwen is the ultimate predator on the hockey. He really is. He's the master. He's the #1. He's the reigning champion.
And you have to go back an awful long way to when he was last beaten in a major ITV tournament. He's had 2 Players' Championship wins in 2017, and the list of victories beyond that goes on and on. World Champion, Grand Slam of Darts, Premier League, Masters, World Cup, European Championship, World Series of Darts. You name it, he seems to have done it this year, and he's going to be going to the World Championships at Ali Pali as a big favourite.
Certainly will be, yes. There's been a lot of close calls over the last couple of years, but he always seems to prevail, doesn't he, in the end?
He's learnt how to win as a big occasion match player, and he started well here. Nicholson's first television appearance for over 2 years, this one. Lost to Michael van Gerwen in his last TV major appearance, UK Open in March 2015, and a few people will remember back to when Michael van Gerwen played Paul and got the highest ever average in this tournament against him. He averaged 118.21 in one of those victories.
Not too shabby. Well, the way he started here as well, looks like he means business.
How about that? An 11 darter to start the process. Brilliant darts from the world #1.
Absolutely no messing there whatsoever, not giving Paul Nicholson much time at the hockey, which is what he needs really when you've not been on the big stage for and in front of the TV cameras, as you mentioned, John, for a few years. You want to try and stay up there as long as you can.
Must have cursed his luck when he saw who he'd got as a first-round draw, having made his way into these championships.
Most people feel the same way at the moment.
And the Players' Championship ranking of number 59, and if Michael van Gerwen had had the #1 ranking, which many would have anticipated that he would have had. That's in fact going to Rob Cross, but had he had the world #1 ranking, then this match wouldn't have happened. But because he's only in there at number 6 in these Players' Championship rankings, therefore this is the rather dubious honour that Paul Nicholson's got.
Yeah, Michael only played in 8 or 9, I think, didn't he? And he won 2 of them. Obviously not the other 5 or 6.
Well, he's on a finish here, and he's got 6 darts from here. Van Gerwen well back.
I wouldn't think he'll go for... Oh, that was in the treble as well. Wouldn't have thought he would have gone for the ball there, but you never know.
Well, we talked about people who throw with things round their wrists, and we see that Paul Nicholson also has I think it's a watch around his right wrist. Very small one.
It's like something you would go swimming with or running with, doesn't it?
Maybe it's one of those little things which tells you how many paces you've had a day. Bullseye!
46.
Not close there. He'll be hoping he gets another shot.
Bullseye!
Oh, almost. Almost.
Explodes into action. Well, Nicholson needs to take this. Can't afford to miss this one if he's going to make this a match. Good dart. Double 16. And he's missed it. You can't afford to do that. 9-8 for Van Gerwen to make Nicholson pay. There's the 9. And there's the 8-8.
Yeah, that's what happens when you miss your opportunities. And they give the top players, certainly Van Gerwen, when they give them that chance, they quite often take it.
57.
He's not happy with that visit, is he? Despite leading 2-0.
Looks like he's got his cycling gear on, Paul Nicholson.
He's not borrowed it off Ned Bolting, has he?
Oh, it's sort of Tour de France stuff, isn't it?
96.
The old green jersey's ahead of him at the moment.
Yeah, big opportunity missed in that last leg, it really was. A dart at the ball, which is one of those that's either in or not. Having 2 more darts at the double was the mistake.
Where do you buy these things? I need some of these glasses.
You want him for yourself, John, or is it a Crimbo present?
No, for me. I need to get out.
If I see any, I will run in and buy
kids.
some. I want to go tomorrow shopping and buy you some glasses.
Thank you, Wazza. I'll appreciate that.
Flashy ones.
The first present you bought me. It'll look great on Comcam. Moulenkamp leading Kyle Anderson 3-2 on board 2.
77.
Kyle Anderson throwing really well at the moment. To be a good result for Moulenkamp if he could pull that one off.
Yeah, Kyle's certainly one of the favourites. Playing very, very well at the moment. But these early games are very difficult.
95.
On one of the World Series events on ITV4 this year. And memorably got a 9-darter not so long back. Great setup by Van Gerwen.
Yeah, 2 darts to beat Van Gerwen in that semi-final. If you don't take your chance.
Kyle Anderson just got a 170 checkout to make it parity, 3-3 in that match, as Van Gerwen takes another one and goes 3-up.
Well, Van Gerwen's level of scoring has certainly dipped, but he's not having to score that heavily. I mean, that first leg 11 darts, fantastic. Paul Nicholson had that chance in leg 2.
Still looking for the first maximum of this match. Van Gerwen with a nice cushion. The form line is being played out as you would expect at the moment.
So important for Paul Nicholson to continue this scoring and try and get himself off the mark. Making a good effort. Very good effort. 2-1-40s.
Well, he's got an opportunity now. Van Gerwen a long way back. That's more like it. Just a fraction out.
They would have loved the maximum, obviously, but 1-2-1's not a bad score because it's left in the straight ton.
Well, treble 20 for tops.
If he doesn't get it, at least the setup. Doesn't need to go for 2 tops here.
Double 10.
That's one more miss, but he will be returning.
Well, Van Gerwen, I don't think that was his most committed visit to the hockey, was it?
No, hasn't scored very well in this leg at all.
Double 10 now for 3-1. This time, Paul. He's away.
Oh, getting closer dart by dart there, wasn't he, in the last one? Managed to get it in.
Break at the end of this leg. And Nicholson pinch one against the throw.
And he's got a score like he did in that last leg. His scoring was very good. Left 100 after 9. We're looking for something similar. That's what he'll have in the back of his mind. He knows that Michael didn't score well in that last leg, but you almost expect it against the throw.
59.
Slow, methodical Nicholson, maybe taking his time deliberately, because Van Gerwen, so quick, so deliberate, doesn't always respond particularly well when he is slowed, but that's not doing him any harm this time, is it? That's his first maximum, the first maximum of the match.
Yeah, no messing. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that was okay, Michael, I'll take that. Well, he's on a bogey number though, 162, so no finish, but Nicholson well back. He's on a finish now.
Yeah, Nicholson a long way behind in this leg. Great scoring in the previous one, but it's let him down in this one. Can't finish now, so Van Gerwen looking at a very good shout for a 4-1 lead at the break.
Needs another one for tops. Tops now. Crowd quite subdued at the moment.
And all he can do is set something up.
Tops then for 4-1. There it is. Van Gerwen cruising, has a nice buffer, averaging just shy of 98. Paul Nicholson though well behind. Van Gerwen leads as they leave the stage, 4-1. Michael Van Gerwen leading Paul Nicholson by 4 legs to 2 on the main stage here. Just 2 more legs required to take a place in the next round and a match against Steve West. Meanwhile, brilliant darts from Kyle Anderson. This was his 170 checkout to make it 3 apiece. Just checking. Yes, it's 170 and it's in. And that's the way to get a bullseye. What a good darter Kyle Anderson is. But back live, he's not quite been able to kick on.
59.
But he was staring a possible defeat in the face. Moulenkamp had darts to win it by 6-3, but Anderson came back, won it, and as you see now 5-4, and he's battling to somehow get it back to 5 apiece and a deciding leg. Well, meanwhile, Van Gerwen, he's making this fairly comfortable.
Yeah, he started off really well, didn't he? 11th darter in the first leg. Didn't really have to do too much in the next 2, despite Nicholson's miss in leg 2. Nicholson finally got off the mark. Got in at the break 4-1. His average is reduced to around 98, which he won't be happy with, but he'll just be looking at getting over the line here as quickly as possible.
58.
Darts here from Nicholson. He did, but 2 140s in the leg on throw.
He's actually not throwing badly, Paul Nicholson. He's had double trouble, but his scoring's been handy.
Yeah, started off slow, but he's slowly got into the match. The only mistake you've got to say really is those misses in leg 2. He missed the ball and then came back to the board with 3 more. No, Paul, you can't count that as double.
Ron Moulenkamp has beaten Kyle Anderson. So 2 Andersons out in the space of less than half an hour.
Well, not the best tidying up job, but he's almost there. Got himself a 2 darter.
58.
Michael not under real pressure, of course. This is the Nicholson throw. He knows that he just needs to hold his throw twice and he's safely through. Michael Van Gerwen. Double 16 though for Nicholson. He won't be seeing it that way. Double 8.
No, double 8 needs to get it, and get it he does.
It's another one back. 4-2. But then normal service resumed.
Just giving Nicholson a little bit of a message there, just in case you were thinking of trying to get him back into this match.
Yeah, it's my throw now, and if I do that, you can do what you like. It doesn't matter. Brilliant darts from Van Gerwen. And another. Make it 5. Oh, he's just the wrong side of the wire.
Well, he hit the treble. I'm surprised he moved, actually, because it seemed like there was quite a bit of room there, but he will have known the angle better than us up here.
Steady darts again from Nicholson, but Van Gerwen moving down towards another leg. Put him within. Oh, that's unlucky. That fell out of the treble bed.
And how can that fall out there with the speed he throws? That shouldn't be falling out of the board.
But he's on 72.
25.
He's had 9 darts so far, so an 11 darter beckoning, double 12. There it is, easy as you like, and only 1 more now needed.
Yeah, fantastic leg there, 11 darter with 1 on the floor. Second 11 darter of the match.
Nicholson would have just felt a bit more optimistic after winning the leg before that, and what a way to snuff out the little flame of hope.
That's what champions do, John, isn't it? You play with your mind.
96.
Been nominated as one of the BBC's Overseas Sports Personalities of the Year.
Yes, Liverpool. I'm going as well.
Few good names on that. Roger Federer on it. Roger Federer and Michael van Gerwen in the same breath. Michael, you say, I mean, you never know. Phil Taylor got runner-up a few years ago, didn't he?
He did, yes, he did.
Do well to come ahead of Roger Federer, though, wouldn't he?
I don't know, I've never seen Roger play darts.
57.
I'll tee him up, you just smash him down, Alan.
97.
Only one more leg needed for Michael van Gerwen, and he's through into the next round. The sisters hoping that it's going to be something special.
Should switch to 18s with the last one. Blocked the bed with the first two. Good last one, though.
Yeah, good dart, wasn't it? But van Gerwen putting him under pressure.
100.
Both on the finish, Nicholson needing 110. Yep, he's looking at 20s. Double 18 to leave double 18, no. So van Gerwen has the opportunity now to finish the match.
Yes, going downstairs. Double 16.
Just the wrong side of the wire. He knew it was close, thought it was in, but not to be. So now Paul Nicholson, he's going to have to get this. Come on, he says to himself.
For double 16. Double 8, got to get it to stay in the match.
44.
Oh dear, this one would expect will be the end. Double 16, and there it is. Michael van Gerwen, with an average of just over 100, has safely accounted for Paul Nicholson, and he's through into the next round in a match against Steve West. He's beaten Paul Nicholson by 6 legs to 2. The world #1 marches on.